Obama has come back into the public eye to tell men, to tell women, to tell families that more than anything, more than having a stable father, more than having good, loving parents, your son needs a gay mentor. That is the message that the former president, the former leader of the free world, the first black man to reach the highest office in this country, that is the message that he came back to give all fathers and families.
And that's one of the things that I think a lot of times boys need is not just exposure to one guy.
Mm-hmm. One dad.
No matter how good the dad
is. He can't be everything.
He can't be everything. And that boy may need somebody to give the boy some perspective on the dad.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
One of the most valuable things I learned as a guy was I had a gay professor in college at a time when openly gay folks still weren't out of line, who became one of my favorite professors and was a great guy and would call me out when I started saying stuff that was ignorant. You need that to show empathy and kindness. And by the way, you need that person in your friend group so that if you then have a boy who's gay or non-binary or what have you, they have somebody that they can go, okay, I'm not alone in this.
Yeah.
Right? So
what is Obama talking about? He said boys need a gay mentor because in college, he had a professor, a man that liked men, and that person called him out on some points where he was being egregious. That guy needs to come and call you out again because what you're espousing is absolutely insane. Now, he said you may need outside influences besides just those in your house that are going to give you additional perspective on the world. And I agree with that. Your parents are not going to always be here. I'm not going to always be here for my kids. At some point, I'm going to transition. You have to build community, people that are around you, that love you, that care about you, that are going to give you the honest and raw truth and perspective. When he said that, I could agree on that. But when he followed up and said that empathy and compassion comes from the LGBTQ community, more emphasis on the G's, that's where I got to disagree. Because for as intelligent and as well-spoken as Barack Obama is, he's made it to the highest level that you can in this country. He's made it to be the president, despite all the things that are stacked against him. He speaks eloquently, he's intelligent. But the message that he has for me as a father is what I can contribute and instill into my son is not good enough. My son needs to go find a member of the LGBT community to teach him empathy. And that's just a crazy statement to make. I have empathy. I didn't have a gay mentor. Yes, I've met people in my life that have contributed some sort of ideology or some sort of perspective, and they just so happen to be gay. But attributing a certain specific characteristic that needs to be instilled in all people into one group and saying that's where you go to get that. That's a pointed message. And moreover, he doesn't know what it takes to raise boys. His wife herself admitted not only did they not have a son, obviously, they have 2 daughters. She never wanted him to have a son. She never wanted to have the pressure of a son living up to what it is that Barack Obama was able to accomplish in his life, which is a great deal. With that being said, you should know better. You had no father as a boy going up to be a man. And thankfully, you had mentors that stepped in. They were able to contribute something into your life, and you took it and ran with it. You took the torch and ran with it. But you had no father as a boy. You're not a father to a boy. I don't think that you have the authority to say what it takes to raise a boy into a man at all. And I don't mean to throw it in his face like, you didn't have a dad and you never had a son. That's not my intention. I just don't think that he's an authority on this matter as far as raising boys. And I don't think that he genuinely, in his mind, in his heart, thinks that that's where compassion comes from. Do you think that straight men don't have compassion? Do you think that mothers don't have compassion? You don't think that a parent can teach that to their kid? They got to get it from one place and one place only? What about lesbians? Can lesbians teach compassion? Or is it only the G's? You got to explain that to me. Because with all the power that you have in your voice, you have to be careful with what it is that you say. And you should know that. You do know that. And that's why I feel like this is an agenda that you're attempting to push. You don't come out and make statements very often. Obama isn't just doing media runs back and forth all over the place. So when you come out to say something, people are listening intently on every word that you say. Just like he came out last year and wanted to bash men that didn't want to vote for Kamala Harris. What'd he say? Oh, you're a misogynist. You hate women. That was intentional. He wanted to shame people. He wanted you to go out and prove in the ballot box, no, we love black women, which we do. Kamala just wasn't a good candidate. But that's what he is lending his voice to. That campaign back then, and then this conversation here. Well, I'm sure that they had a bunch of fruitful things that came out of this conversation, but this was not one of them. People are going to clip this. People are going to post this. And because it's Obama, some people are going to use his words as a guiding principle for their life. And it's a shame. When this becomes a 60-second soundbite out of an hour and 20-minute conversation, people are not going to get all of the context, see where your mind is coming from, how you got to that conclusion, even though it's a wrong conclusion. People are not going to see all of that. They're going to see a former president say, you need a gay mentor. Full stop. Don't pass go. Obama, you're wrong. Because even though he campaigned back in 2008 saying, oh, I don't believe in gay marriage or whatever, once he got into office, he changed his tune. And I believe that all people have the right to do whatever they want. The government should not be able to tell you what to do. But Obama shouldn't tell you or attempt to push an ideology that compassion comes from one place. You can't get it from a strong father. You can't get it from your mom. You got to go get it from a specific person in a specific community, regardless of if that aligns with your personal ideology or your religion. We got to be more responsible with our word.